So, Millennium Development Goals. Millennium Development Goals are a set of 8 global objectives established following the adoption of United States, or you can say United Nations Millennium Declaration in September 2000. So these are designed to address the most pressing challenges facing humanity, including poverty, hunger, disease, illiteracy, gender inequality, and environmental degradation. MDGs provided here have a unified framework for international development efforts. So, with the target of year 2015, these goals mobilized governments, civil society, global institutions to work collaboratively toward measurable improvements in health. So, not only in health, education, economic well-being, and particularly in developing countries. So, what are these factors? We have several factors in MDG, right? So, these are eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, and whatever the points are shown under this, these are certain targets, or these are the factors you can say. So eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. So we have to target what? We have to target prevalence of underweight children under 5 years of age. We have to target these people. So proportion of population below minimum level of dietary energy consumption. Proportion of population below 1.25 ppb per day. Okay, that is parts per million per day. Then poverty gap ratio, share of poorest quintile in national consumption. So in 2000 they said that 2015 would be our target year, and we'll try to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, and particularly we'll focus on underweight children and population who has the minimum level of dietary energy consumption, or poverty. We have to minimize the poverty gap ratio and the poorest quintile, right? So next point was to reduce child mortality. Now, child mortality, particularly, they had to focus on under 5 mortality rate, IMR, and proportion of 1-year-old children immunized against measles. Next was to improve maternal health. So, maternal mortality ratio, proportion of births, contraceptive prevalence rate, adolescent birth rate, antenatal care coverage, unmet need for family planning. Then comes combat HIV and AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. So HIV prevalence among young people aged 15 to 24, condom use rate, number of children in orphanage by HIV and AIDS, prevalence and death rate associated with malaria, proportion of population in malaria, risk areas using effective malaria prevention and treatment measures, prevalence and death rate associated with tuberculosis, then HIV infection, then tuberculosis case detection rate under DOTS therapy. Next, in this we have to ensure environmental sustainability. So proportion of population using solid fuel, proportion of population with sustainable access to improved water source, urban and rural both, proportion of urban population with access to improved sanitation, forest area, carbon dioxide emissions, and ratio of area protected to maintain biological diversity. And sixth one in this is develop a global partnership for development. In this, they had seen, or they were focusing on proportion of population with access to affordable essential drugs on sustainable basis, official development assistance received, internet users per 100 population, telephone lines and mobile subscribers, debt service as a percentage of exports of goods and services. So these were Millennium Development Goals. So Millennium Development Goals, what we said, they in 2000 United Nations countries came together and they put the target of 2015, and they said they will focus on these all 6 factors, or they have these 6 goals, and how will they proceed? They put some target with them. Then in 2015, when United Nations member states or countries came together again to analyze what the situation is, or to analyze what was the work done in previous 15 years against MDG. So the name came as Sustainable Development Goals. Now it was not millennium, it was Sustainable Development Goals, and a universal set of 17 goals were adopted. So these goals aim to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all. So each goal has specific target and indicators to measure progress, with a strong emphasis on equity, sustainability, and global partnerships. So if we see in a nutshell, like if we see the summary of all these 17 SDG goals, so number one was no poverty, means the proportion of people below poverty line. There should be no population below poverty line. They should have access to social protection system. Second goal was zero hunger. Prevalence of undernourishment, agricultural productivity, and food security will be targeted. SDG 3 is good health and well-being, in which the put the indicators as maternal mortality, under 5 mortality, HIV incidence, universal health coverage was taken under this. Then fourth goal was quality education, and in this quality education they put the target of like indicators as literacy rates. They put that no person or no child should be illiterate. Basic primary education should be given to all. Then gender parity in education should be opted. Fifth, gender equality. Proportion of women should be in leadership, elimination of violence against women, and access to reproductive health. Clean water and sanitation as sixth goal. Access to safe drinking water, sanitation services, and water use efficiency. Seventh goal was affordable and clean energy. So access to electricity, renewable energy share, energy efficiency. Eighth goal is decent work and economic growth. In this, they put the target as unemployment rate should be not there, GDP growth should be there, no child labor, and workplace safety should be enhanced. Ninth goal was industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So access to ICT, R&D investment, sustainable infrastructure should be there. Then 10th goal was to reduce inequalities. There should be no no inequality in income. Social inclusion should be there, and migration policies should be framed. Then sustainable cities and communities as the 11th goal. Access to housing, public transport, urban planning, and disaster resilience. The 12th goal was responsible consumption and production. In this, waste generation, sustainable practices, and chemical management was there. 13 was climate action, climate policies, greenhouse gas emissions, disaster preparedness. 14th one is life below water, that is marine pollution should not be there, sustainable fishing should be promoted, ocean ecosystem protection should be there. 15th is life on land, that is deforestation rate should be cut down, biodiversity conservation should be promoted, land degradation should be taken care of. 16th is peace, justice, and strong institutions. So there should be reduction in violence, access to justice, and there should be corruption control. And the 17th one is partnerships for the goals. So under this we have financial support, technology transfer, capacity building, and trade facilitation. So these were the 17 SDGs, 17 Sustainable Development Goals, in which in 2015 all the United Nations states came together, they had a meeting, and they put all these goals, and the goal was set for 2030. So these 17 SDG goals are the target of 2030. So right now 2025 is going on, so still we are talking of these SDG goals, right? So now we'll talk about every SDG goal one by one. So in this, sustainable development goal, in every goal there would be some targets, there would be some indicators. Then we'll also study some global and national progress, what is going on. So epidemiological part, statistical part. So we'll go on with every SDG one by one. So SDG 1, that is no poverty. So it aims to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. It emphasizes ensuring equal access to basic services, social protection system, economic resources, particularly for vulnerable population. Poverty is not only a lack of income, but it is also a denial of opportunities, dignity, and access to essential services such as healthcare, education, and housing. So, what were the targets set under this one SDG? That is, eradicate extreme poverty for all people, currently measured as living on less than $1.25 per day, reduce by half the proportion of people living in poverty according to national definitions, implement nationally appropriate social protection system, then ensure equal access to economic resources, basic services, ownership and control over land and property, build resilience of the poor to climate related extreme events and other shocks, and mobilize resources and create pro poor policy frameworks to support poverty eradication. So, some indicators under these targets, these were proportion of population below international poverty line, then population living below national poverty line, what is the coverage of social protection system, what is the number of death, missing persons and directly affected person attributed to the disaster. So these were some indicators which we had to, or you can say the epidemiologist or the researchers has to calculate, so that they can see what is the progress towards this SDG 1 goal. So what progress they came to know? So globally, extreme poverty declined from 36% to less than 10% in 2015. But progress has slowed due to conflict, climate change, and economic instability. When we talk of India, poverty rates have significantly reduced, yet disparities persist among rural, tribal, and marginalized communities. So government schemes like PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, MGNREGA, and National Social Assistance Program, they all support poverty alleviation. So what is the nursing and public health relevance here? So when we talk of public health relevance, it means that poverty, yes, it is a major determinant of health outcome. If the people are living, if number of population is living under poverty line, so yet if health problems or health issues will come, they'll be well, they are not set to have the access of all the healthcare facilities that are provided in the system. So nurses working in community settings, they often serve population with limited access to healthcare. Health education, early screening, and linkage to welfare schemes are key nursing interventions. Means it is the responsibility of nurses, so that nurses, that they should provide health education, they should go for early screenings, and they should tell about different welfare schemes provided by the government for the people in need. So addressing poverty improves maternal child health, nutrition, and disease prevention. So these are the means, if the poverty will go, then there will be improvement in all these things. Next one is Sustainable Development Goal 2, that is zero hunger. Now, second goal aims to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. So it emphasizes universal access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food all year round, especially for infants, young children, and vulnerable population. The goal is to promote resilient agricultural practices, equitable access to land and resources, and preservation of genetic diversity in food production. So targets set were to end hunger and ensure access to safe and nutritious food for all, and all forms of malnutrition, including stunting and wasting in children under 5, and address nutritional needs of adolescent girls, pregnant ladies, lactating women, and older persons. Double the agricultural productivity and income of small scale food producers. Ensure sustainable food production system and resilient agricultural practices. Maintain genetic diversity of seeds, cultivated plants, and farmed animals. And the last one is to increase the investment in agriculture, correct trade distortions, and ensure proper functioning of food markets. So this is all the areas, all the targets they set to for zero hunger. Then indicators were the prevalence of undernourishment, prevalence of stunting, prevalence of wasting, producting of small scale food producer, and proportion of agricultural area under protective and sustainable practices. So what is the progress in this? So globally, hunger has been rising due to conflict, climate change, economic stability. We don't have any data to show. But in India, programs like Poshan Abhiyan, ICDS, midday meal scheme, they all have given some help to people, some help to population, or you can say the children, to reduce malnutrition. But still the challenge remains the same in tribal and rural areas, because tribal areas there is no such scheme being there, like no school. So tribal people don't go to don't send their children to school, so midday meal scheme is not working for them. Poshan Abhiyan is not working for them. Integrated child development services, they are not availing these services. So challenges still remain in tribal areas and the most remote areas in rural span. So India is still facing high rates of anemia, stunting, low birth weight, and especially among these all communities. When we talk of nursing and public health relevance, then nurses, yes, play a vital role in growth monitoring, nutrition counseling, maternal child health. They just identify the malnutrition, the malnourished children, and refer them to higher centers. They educate families on balanced diets. They support the families to implement some of the not implement, like they take the support of some nutritional schemes that are going on, and they tell them to implement those schemes, and then avail the benefits of those schemes, and then they track the progress through health indicators. So this was goal number 2. Next is goal number 3, that is good health and well-being. So SDG 3 aims to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. So it addresses a wide spectrum of health priorities, including MCH, communicable, non-communicable disease, mental health, substance abuse, road safety, and universal health coverage. So this goal emphasizes on strengthening the health system, improving access to essential service, and prepare for health emergencies. So under this particularly good health and well-being, now in 2015 there is a concept coming up as wellness centers. The wellness centers are more coming up. The mental health issues have gone to a rise. Non-communicable disease, lifestyle disease has gone to a rise. So this is a major concern in this 2025 also. So this goal, it is means a clear failure that SDG goal 3 has not been able to implement. Yes, they were able to reduce the targets of communicable diseases. They were able to reduce the mortality rates of newborns, mortality rate of mothers. So IMR, MMR, these targets they were able to achieve. But on the opposition, non-communicable disease, mental health, substance abuse, road safety, even road safety, they have gone to rise. Okay, so I'm not reading one by one, I'll just explain the gist and move on. So in this target they put us, like they had to end epidemic of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria. They have to reduce mortality from non-communicable disease, strengthen the prevention of substance abuse. They have to halve the global deaths from road traffic accidents, Universal access to sexual and reproductive health services should be there. They had tried to give access to essential medicines, reduce deaths and illness from hazardous chemicals and pollution. So here we see that yet the government is working hard. When we talk of essential medicines, then PM one scheme is going on now, where medicines are being given, essential medicines are being given free of cost, and the rates are just cut.
प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधि केंद्र
हाँ, जन औषधि केंद्र आ गया. So generic medicines are being
PMJY.
so these are some of the things they are promoting, but still it is very it is difficult, means they are not able to go on achieve these targets in again the rural areas. जन औषधि केंद्र कितने रूरल एरियाज में नहीं पहुंचा अभी, है ना. Then what were the indicators? Yes, MMR under 5 mortality, IMR, HIV incidence, then coverage of essential health services, and mortality rate due to pollution. Then if we talk of progress, there India has made strides to initiatives like Janani Suraksha Yojana, Mission Indradhanush, Ayushman Bharat. But challenges are there to manage the non-communicable disease, mental health, and health system equity. So health system equity to means I personally don't think there is anything there is disparity among this or more challenge in this. But yes, managing non-communicable disease, lifestyle diseases, and mental health issues, it is going to arise. Road safety is again coming up. You can say how it is coming up. Substance abuse would be there. Then adolescent children are going more into substance abuse. They are more into the means danger of road safety. So these are the concerns. So still in 2025 also. Then we come to goal number 4, that is quality education. So we have to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. We have to give access to primary and secondary education. We have to eliminate gender disparities. So we are talking of very much like we will do this and we will do that. So we are setting the targets, but on ground we are not able to just implement them. And what is the major challenge? The major challenge is the geographical distribution of our country, right? So targets again: primary and secondary education, childhood development and primary education there, vocational education, then technical education. Then there is no decent jobs. We are facing more unemployment in our country. Gender disparities are there still. Then global citizenship we are promoting, but still there are challenges in this also. Then what are the indicators for this? Yes, we have to see that primary and secondary education is being given to all, or participation rate, how much is the participation rate, how much the female and male indices, and all we have to calculate it. Then under this national progress, if we see that India, we have Samagra Shiksha, Right to Education Act, NEP 2020 is being implemented right now. See, so when NEP 2020 was launched, it in 2020, in still 2025 we are not able to implement it as fully. So it took 5 years to implement, and maybe it will take more 1 and 2 years to fully implement it. So it is a very big challenge for us. Then comes sustainable development goal, gender equality. So gender equality, this goal said that we have to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. So yes, we are able to empower women and girls, but in a very low ratio. So this goal says to focus on eliminating discrimination, violence, harmful practices, and promote equal participation in leadership, access to education, healthcare, and economic resources. So gender equality is not only fundamental human right, but it is a necessary foundation for peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. So what targets we got from this, that we have to end all forms of discrimination against women and girls, then girl trafficking, sexual exploitation, harmful practices like child marriage, female genital mutilation, unpaid care, then decision making, you don't have to participate, the girls. So these were all the things that we had to eliminate, and we have to ensure that universal access to all the reproductive health and rights should be given to them. So for these indicators were like the legal frameworks to promote gender equality, proportion of women subjected to violence, child marriage prevalence, and proportion of seats held by women in national parliament and local governments, and women access to reproductive health services. So in this regard, gender gaps, yes, it persists in education, employment, and political representation also. But there are certain schemes, or the country has means trying to implement all these. So they have the initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Poshan Abhiyan, one-stop centers for survivors of violence, and there are many other schemes also, right? So in next we have goal number 6, that is clean water and sanitation. So under this, the word as it is say, the topic is clean water and sanitation. So we should have equitable access to affordable drinking water. There should be adequate sanitation and hygiene practices for all. There should be no open defecation. Then we have to improve the water quality by reducing the pollution. We have to increase wastewater treatment. Then we have to integrate water resource management, and we have to expand international cooperation, and we have to strengthen community participation, so that we can have clean water and sanitation all the year round and for everyone. So in this, the schemes are Swachh Bharat Mission, Jal Jeevan Mission, National Rural Drinking Water Program. So open defecation has declined, piped water coverage is expanding, but still the challenge remains the same, and the challenge is in water quality and groundwater depletion. So next we have goal number 7, that is affordable and clean energy. So affordable and clean energy, the seventh aim, it aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. So it emphasizes that we should have cleaner energy technologies. We should have access to energy as essential for overall quality of life. It supports overall quality of life. So what were the targets? Target was to ensure universal access to modern energy services, increase the share of renewable energy, improve energy efficiency across sectors, enhance international cooperation, and expand the infrastructure and upgrade the technology. So indicators were some indicators related to GDP also. So total final energy consumption has to be seen, and they have to be calculated to see whether this goal is being promoted as they wanted or not. So in this regard, we have Saubhagya scheme, Ujjwal Yojana, and National Solar Mission. Next one is decent work and economic growth. So in this, we have to promote sustainable economic growth, full productive employment, and decent work for all. So we have to improve the labor conditions, we have to reduce unemployment, we have to support entrepreneurship, and we have to ensure equal pay and safe working environments. So more or less we are able to do all these things. We are able to achieve, or at least we can say that nowadays everybody is talking about this, right? So we want that unemployment should not be there. We should ensure equal pay. We should have safe working environment. So we are working on this. So targets were sustain per capita economic growth, achieve higher levels of economic productivity, then promote development oriented policies, achieve full productive employment, equal pay for all, substantially reduce the proportion of youth not in employment, education, or training, Then eradicate forced labor, end modern slavery. We have to eradicate human trafficking. We have to secure safe working environments. We have to give access to banking and insurance to all, and increase aid for trade and develop youth employment strategies. So regarding this, strengthen access to health insurance and all. uh, the new step, or you can say the GST has been reduced to 5% in all the health insurance policies coming from this 22nd September, when new GST policies will be implemented. So indicators in this are annual growth rate has to be seen, average early earnings of employees by gender and occupation has to be calculated. Then proportion of youth not in this education, employment or training has to be seen. Children engaged in child labor has to be taken care of, and frequency rate of occupational injuries, these all have to be recorded so that we can work on this. But unfortunately, the occupational injuries are not being reported to the higher authorities. Then in this regard, we have Skill India, Startup India, Make in India, and Mudra Yojana. So these are the schemes promoted and focused on nationally, so that we can focus on this aim. Then we come to development goal 9, which says industry, innovation and infrastructure. So we are talking of this goal nowadays. We are talking that innovations should be there, more entrepreneurship should be there, more youth should come into the entrepreneurship. They should be innovations, they should be given exposure of industries, so that they can have sustainable innovations, and research should be encouraged. So when research will be encouraged, yes, innovations will come. So what were the targets? They were to develop quality and sustainable infrastructure to support economic development, promote sustainable industrializations, increase small scale industries, upgrade infrastructure to make sustainable and resource efficient to all the industries, enhance scientific research and increase the number of R&D workers. So nowadays they are promoting on R&D, like research scholars everywhere, everywhere. Or if you are on LinkedIn, one or the other institute is just giving that R&D. If you do the research and you do that, so they are being paid for that. So in this regard, we have PM Gati Shakti, Digital India, Startup India, Make in India initiatives. So expansion of highways, railways, internet connectivity, industrial corridors, these has boosted the economic growth through urban and rural disparities. Means though these disparities persist, but still we were able to boost the economic growth of the country. Next one is reduced inequalities. So SDG 10 aims to reduce inequality within among countries. So it focuses on empowering and promoting the social, economic and political inclusion of all. So regardless of age, gender, disability, race, ethnicity or religion or economic status, they are saying that we have to reduce the inequality and everybody is equal. So we have to reduce income growth disparity, especially the bottom 40% of the population. So this was the target set by them. Then empower all, ensure equal opportunity is given to everyone. We have to adopt wage and social protection policies, improve and monitor global financial markets. We have to ensure the enhanced representation of developing countries, then facilitate safe and orderly and responsible migration and mobility. So we have to promote trade equity, reduce transaction costs for remittance and support least developed countries. So these were the targets set. Then these are some of the indicators like growth rate of household expenditure or people living below 50% of median income, proportion of population reporting discrimination, recruitment costs borne by migrant workers, and remittance cost as a proportion of amount transferred. So in this regard, our national policies are direct benefit transfer, reservation policies, social welfare schemes, and financial inclusion initiatives like Jan Dhan Yojana. Then we come to Sustainable Development Goal 11. So in this SDG 11, we talk of sustainable cities and communities. So they say that we aim to make cities and human settlements safe, resilient, and sustainable. So it focuses on improving urban planning, access to housing, public transport, and basic services while reducing the environmental impact and enhance the disaster resilience. So as urban populations are growing, sustainable development must ensure that cities are livable, equitable, and environmentally responsible. So again, certain targets were set that we have to ensure access to adequate, safe, and affordable housing and basic services for all. We have to provide access to safe, affordable, sustainable transport system. We have to have a planned urbanization. We have to protect the cultural and natural heritage of our country plus of the world. We have to reduce the impact of disasters, reduce the environmental impact of cities, air quality, waste management, provide universal access to safe public spaces, and support national development planning and promote the building sustainable building practices. So again, certain indicators were set to calculate this, and India has launched initiatives like Smart City Mission, Amrit Yojana. Amrit is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, and PMAY, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Right, so next one is Sustainable Development Goal 12. So it says responsible consumption and production, responsible and production patterns. So it promotes resource efficiency, reduction of waste, environmentally sound management of chemical, sustainable business practices. So the goal encourages individuals, industries, and governments to minimize ecological footprints and adopt circular economic principles to protect the planet for future generations. So again, targets were set. Target was that we have to implement sustainable consumption and frameworks. Sustainable management should be there. Half of per capita global food waste should be there. Then we have to ensure environmentally sound management of chemicals and waste. We have to reduce waste generation. We have to encourage companies to adopt sustainable practices. We have to promote public procurement practices and ensure people have relevant information and awareness for sustainable lifestyles. So indicators were that the material footprint per capita and per GDP should be calculated, food loss index should be calculated, recycling rate should be there, and how many number of companies means they are publishing sustainability reports. So in this regard, we have initiatives like Swachh Bharat Mission, Extended Producer Responsibility, EPR, National Action Plan on Climate Change. These are all the initiatives to promote responsible production and waste management. So still the challenges are there regarding plastic pollution, e-waste handling, and consumer awareness. Then comes our goal number 13, that is climate action. So this goal calls for urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. So it emphasizes strengthening resilience to climate related disaster, integrate climate measures like national policies, building capacity for adoption, mitigation. Climate change threatens the ecosystem, health, livelihood, and global stability, so making this goal central to sustainable development. So target was to strengthen the adaptive capacity to climate related hazards, natural disasters. We have to integrate climate change measures into the national policies, strategies, and planning. We have to improve education awareness and institutional capacity on climate change mitigation, mobilize $100 billion annually for climate action in developing countries, and we have to promote planning and management capacity in least developed countries. So it is just written like I personally think that this is not being done here in India. We don't have so much of a target, like we are not mobilizing this much of money annually for climate change affected areas. So indicators are again mortality rate of people affected by disasters, number of countries implementing this national disaster risk reduction strategies, number of countries with national climate plans and adoption strategies, total greenhouse gas emission per year, and number of countries indicated climate education into curriculum. So in this, India has committed to net zero emissions by 2070. Now we are talking of 2070 and we are in 2025. So it is a very long time period that they have put the target, right? So for this, they have initiatives, National Action Plan on Climate Change, International Solar Alliance, and state action plans. So however, rising heat waves, flood, air pollution continues to impact health and infrastructure. Then we come to Sustainable Development Goal 14, which says life below water. Life below water, we are talking of ocean, seas, and marine resources. So we have to see that we have to reduce the marine pollution. We have to protect the coastal ecosystem. We have to minimize ocean acidification. We have to regulate harvesting, and we have to end overfishing, illegal fishing, and destructive practices. We have to conserve these marine areas. Then we have to increase economic benefits of small island developing states into sustainable marine resources. And of course, we have to support the marine research and enforce international laws and promote the sustainable ocean governance. So we have some indicators related to eutrophication. We have fish stocks, protective marine areas, and countries who are implementing international laws on oceans. So, in this regard, we have initiatives like Blue Economic Policy, Coastal Regulation Zone Norms, Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar. So, this is the campaign that is the initiative for this SDG goal. Then we come to Sustainable Development Goal, Life on Land. Life on land means now we are talking on the ecosystem, that is terrestrial ecosystem. So terrestrial ecosystem includes forest, wetlands, mountains, and drylands. So it focuses on halting biodiversity loss, combat desertification, reverse land degradation, ensure the fair usage of genetic resources. So flourishing life on land is essential for climate stability, food security, and human well-being. So targets set were to conserve the terrestrial ecosystem, freshwater ecosystem, forest management. We have to halt deforestation. We have to combat desertification. We have to restore the degraded land. We have to ensure conservation of mountain ecosystem, protect biodiversity. We have to prevent extinction of threatened species, promote fair sharing of benefit from genetic resources, eliminate poaching, eliminate trafficking. Then we have to prevent invasive alien species and mobilize resources, support conservation, and ensure international agreements. So again, we have a list of indicators for this, and in this regard, we have initiatives like National Afforestation Program, Green India Mission, and Campa Fund is there to restore the degraded ecosystem. Then we have goal number 16, that is peace, justice, and strong institutions. So this aim to promote peaceful and inclusive societies, provide access to justice for all, build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. So particularly we are addressing violence, exploitation, corruption, weak governance, and we are trying to recognize that peace, justice, and strong institutions are very essential for the sustainable development and human rights. So targets set were to reduce all forms of violence and death rates, to end abuse, exploitation, trafficking, violence against children, promote the rule of law, combat organized crime, substantially reduce corruption, develop accountable institutions, ensure participatory decision making, strengthen developing countries in global governance, provide legal identity for all, including birth registration, and ensure public access to information and product fundamental freedoms. So number of victims of intentional homicide per 1 lakh population, these are some of the indicators. Then we come to the initiatives or legal frameworks. So there is POSCO Act, Juvenile Justice Act, then this is a Digital India for birth registration. So these are certain initiatives nationally which are going on. Then we come to our last goal, that is partnership for the goals. Partnership for the goals means that to achieve all the goals which are mentioned above, we have to have the partnerships. We have to have the like we have public private partnerships everywhere. So in this, when we are talking of the whole world, we should revitalize the global partnership for this sustainable development. So this requires coordinated efforts across governments, civil society, academic people, and the private sector industries. So we have this goal focuses on mobilizing financial resources, enhance technology transfer, building capacity in terms of finance and manpower, and improve data system to support the inclusive and effective partnerships at all levels. So target is to strengthen domestic resource mobilization, to fulfill ODA commitments, to mobilize the financial resources to assist the developing countries in attaining debt sustainability, promote investment in least developed countries, enhance cooperation on science, technology, innovation, promote environmentally sound technologies, fully operationalize the technology bank, build capacity in developing countries, promote fair trades, equitable market access, and improve the policy coherence and data system. So these are certain indicators for this. And regarding this goal, India has strengthened partnerships to South-South cooperation, Digital India, and international climate alliances. So these are all the 17 SDG goals. Here we have taken an example, we have taken a trend in ODA and FDI to in developing countries, and taken data from 2015 to 2024. So the bar graphs shows that these were the relationship where ODA and FDA is shown. So these were the 17 SDG goals we covered today.